Right, now we can get on the water pump. And it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3 bolts. And they look like 10. Yeah, so interestingly, I can't see the timing marks that it speaks about in alternator or things on this top pulley. We will be loosening those 3 when we put the belt on, but not right now. Where do I hide that third bolt? It's up the top. You may still lose a little bit of coolant when you take this off. Let's just see. Bolts are the same size. Has just been very well glued. Oh, look at that. As said, you lose a little bit of coolant. Nothing major. Yeah, it's got glue around it there. So we give this a dry and a clean off, then we get the new coolant pump on it. That looks cleaner. Last thing I want is for it to leak when it's back together. So now to go over it with a bit of fine. Then what you want to do is clear off a little bit of sealant. There's sealant on that one, so clean them off. And of course, make sure make sure they are the same. This is an SKF one, got a plastic impeller. This is a Continental, it's got a metal impeller. Now we can get in the hole. Fire in the hole. Line it up as best we can. What we got? So let's have a look at this. Seems that way is looking pretty good. Or not, as the case may be. Why didn't I take any notice this one? I took it off, that certainly can't be right. I think it was right the first time. I'm going to go this way. Pop 3 bolts back in. The third one should be around there somewhere. Excuse my big head in the way. That's those. So second off these, just need to second them off a little bit. And before the belt goes on, you need to turn them to the stops that side. So just check that your marks are still in line. So here's a new tensioner, guide, couple of nuts, and obviously a new belt. You need to make sure the belt's the same, of course. If you can read the numbers, all well and good. Yep, that looks like a good one. So just make sure your numbers match up. There's new tensioner, old tensioner. Note that's got the timing pin in, and remember that goes in the little recess. So put this on loose. As it doesn't fire the timing, the pin, as you put it in, the pin slides out a bit, so just be a little bit mindful of that. Lucy put one of the new nuts on it. So this wheel here, the pulley, just remember, you want it to the stops this side. Make sure your idler's the same, or your guide. Put that on loose. Now you can start fitting the belt. So we want to go about that. Phone died, so I had to charge a battery, and while I was waiting I put the belt on. But basically the belt goes crankshaft, up around the tensioner, around the camshaft, pulley, which I'll loosen the bolts off. You just turn it that way. and then back round. So now we can tension it. So what we need to do, there's 2 markers. This pointer goes into there. And the way of doing that, once it's all where it should be, you turn it clockwise. That way you can't quite hold it with my fingers. So we turn it clockwise until those 2 pointers line up. And then you just nipple up slightly. That was quite tight, to be fair. That is because of stacking it off the tad. There we go. So easier. I'm going to have to stick my head in your way, I'm afraid. Yeah, apologies for that. I was working away and I was like, oh, that's not good. So I put my phone on charge. So that's nipped up now. Let's get you zoomed in on that. As you can see, the pointer and the little cutout are lined up. Just a bit of an odd angle, but they're lined up. So I've got a feeling these 2 nuts for the tensioner and idle pulley are both 20 plus 45 degrees. I'm going to go double check. Yeah, so these 3 we do 20 plus 45, tensioner 20 plus 45, and the idler 20 plus 45. Just coming up to the mark now. It's on the mark. And that fits in lovely. So we know that that's good. Next thing we need to make sure that our marks are aligned, but they're not. Sometimes it's the case, so double check the marks down there, they're not aligned, so we need to readjust and go again. So we know our timing is set correctly. Let's turn it over twice again. On the marks. Spot on. There we go. It's actually a lot closer than it looks at this angle. Unfortunately, it's a bit deceiving. See it from here. zoom you in. There. Now we can start gluing it back together. So remember the middle cover that was there, and we need to take that off, or put that on before we put the engine mount on. You know, as I'm here doing the covers, I might as well do the bottom cover, get that into place anyway, so I can reach that quite easily from down here. So I'm just doing the covers now, middle cover, bottom cover. I think there's something to like 6 newtons or 8 newtons, something. So don't get mad with it, it'll be right. That's all 5 of the middle cover bolts and the bottom cover bolts there, so that's all good. Now we can have a go at the engine mount. So it goes in down that way. I've got the bolt there and the bolt there to contend with. Speed all this up because there's not really much for you to see. You see it when it came out. Right, before I put that tie it, it's just nice and loose now. And what I'm going to do is put the cambelt cover on. But if you have a look at this, I think there's a piece missing. There's something not quite right about this. Don't know what it is. Can't quite put my finger on it. I might be wrong. Seems to be a gap around the back, so the belt isn't fully protected. But that's what? Make sure that bolt goes in the bottom, otherwise I might be loosening them off a tad. No, that goes in nice. Don't forget to go into Ali, don't go mad. You can check the torque specs if you like. before we put the top on, I think what I might do is actually put the belt on. So I'll get it up. Am I going to put it in here? I'll loosely put the crank pulley on. And I'll get the belt on from the top. We've got much more room there. Mustn't forget that tensioner. I'll just use a little bit of glue on then. So the crankshaft outer bolts are 10 plus 90 degrees. That's those 3 bolts. Tensioner on. Next we can get the belt on. It's had a recent box belt, so I'm not going to bother with that. We said that was a 16, I believe. Mind your fingers when you're doing this. Just get myself a better angle on that, I think. Make sure it's even within the pulleys. Now we can get the top part of the engine mount on. Get that in under the water bottle. A little bit high at the minute. Raise the car, or lower the jack. Remember the stud, bolt with the stud on's for the earth, so that goes to the front of the car. Bolt in the middle. Might just give the engine a little rock, line up the holes. So if you do something stupid and drop a nut, like I did when I was putting that bracket on the top, it's imperative that you strip it down and find it. Luckily enough, it wasn't in there, or unlucky should I say, it bounced off towards the back of the ramp. But so I stripped it down. Now I'm going to just bung it back together, and I'll be back when we're putting the top of the engine mount on. Right, let's get the top bracket of the engine mount on. Have to get it under the coolant bottle. Remember, the one with the stud goes towards the front. We have 2 bolts. They're both the same. So I'll just have to give the engine a little wiggle. Lift these up. Strap on with that nut that I had to retrieve earlier. Yeah, I suppose it added about 30 minutes onto my job, but as I said, you can't not find them. You know, lucky enough that got all the way through, but I had to, because I didn't see it, I had to strip that lot down, make sure it wasn't in where the timing belt is. Right, let's just raise this a tad. So now the engine's sitting back where it lives, just got the nut to put on there. Yeah, I mean, it happens, you know, it just adds time to the job, but it is what it is. I'd rather add another half hour or so onto my job than have the car back with a knackered engine. Right, so that's on. And put this on now. Really do have a new pair of these. These are just about had their day. Come on. On you go. That's it. Let's get a bit heavy handed with them. Pick up a little bit of plastic on the coolant bottle. That's just that piece there. In the cooler hose. Clip. Try again. Get hold of it. clip there. Just straighten it up a little bit, I think, because I'm fussy. Yeah, that's sitting straight in there now. On here. Next thing to do is going to be fill the coolant and run it up. Vacuum. And these little kits are really cheap, maybe £30 or something. But they're a handy little piece kit. Brilliant on jack vehicles. Top it up some more. Now let's see if it's going to run. So basically we just got the inner arch put on, plastics, and the under tray. So it's back on the ground now, the under tray's on it, the inner plastic of the arch and the wheels on and torqued up. Slightly, very, very slightly over. I'll double check that in the morning. I have run it up to temperature, well you can't tell with these, but we have nice hot air coming out of the blowers. And that's the job done. A couple of things to take away from that. If you're dropping that or a bolt, make sure you find it, even if it means stripping down loads of stuff again. And then it ends up on the floor anyway. That's part of the nature of the beast.